Hey everyone, Coach Mark here. This is going to be a really quick one today. I'm going to be talking about my favorite program that I like to run between programs. And that program is Intermezzo. Traditionally, an intermezzo is a piece of music played between bigger acts, and much the same way, this program serves to bridge the gap between those bigger periods of training. In addition to serving as a bit of a palate cleanser between bigger, more prioritized training waves, Intermezzo in and of itself is actually my base template that I'll often use to build programs off of. It uses that 4-day conjugate split that I like so much, with lower and upper intensive days than lower and upper developmental days. For those of you unfamiliar, when I look at conjugate, intensive days are how I replace the max effort method. Main difference is with intensive is I'll focus more on the 8 to 3 rep max range as opposed to the 1 rep max range, plus variations don't change every week. And then the developmental side of things, that's a little more specific to the lifter. It could be more bodybuilding style work, it could be skill and technique work, or it could just be basic volume. And actually this weekend I'll be dropping a video all about skill training in the context of strongman, so that's something to keep your eyes out. But with that being said, let's carry on talking about Intermezzo. Now in terms of how we go about it, on your lower intensive day, you're going to pick a deadlift or squat variation that you want to push over the next 3 weeks. And then on developmental day, you'll do what you didn't do on intensive. So if you're squatting on intensive day, you're going to deadlift on developmental and vice versa. Then for the upper body on intensive, you'll pick one press variation of choice, and then on developmental, you'll pick another press variation of choice. This could be something such as a strict press and a push press, or an overhead press and a bench press, or an incline press and a bench press. Pick variations that you like and make sense for your goals. On intensive days, you're going to hit a top set of 5 to 8 reps. Then you're going to drop the load by 20% and do a set of 10 to 12 thereafter. And on that top set, if you hit 8 or more reps, go up by 5-10 pounds next time you hit the movement, and stick to the same movement for 3 weeks at a time. This lets you get more time to not only get familiar with the movement, but extract more benefit out of it. And this is one of the biggest changes I make to conjugate training, is not changing the max effort variation every week. That way we have time to not only develop our strength, but also our skill with a given exercise. Now, as far as accessory work goes, you pick any means and methods that you like. These are kind of my big 4 here on the screen right now: the 8x8 method, the density method, rest, pause, and then 2 RD whatever reps. So for example, 2 RD8. I'm not going to read these out to you. You can screenshot them, save them for later. In general, just pick one of these for any given movement. I actually do make suggestions within the template as well. So here is what that first lower intensive day is going to look like. You'll do your squat or deadlift of choice with the intensive progression, then an RDL if you're doing an intensive squat, or a lunge if you're doing an intensive deadlift. And I like to do 2 RD6 or a density approach here, a leg press or hack squat, something similar along those lines, using rest, pause, or 8x8 method, a vertical pull of your choosing where you might do 2 RD8, or if you're doing a pull-up variation, I opt for density. Then hamstring curls doing either an 8x8 or 2 sets of 10 to 15, and then an ab of choice, 8x8, 2 sets of 10 to 15. Again, you can pick and play with these progression schemes you're going to use on your accessory work. These are just my general suggestions. Next up will be your upper intensive day, where you're going to have your press of choice, be it horizontal, vertical, or inclined. Then a second press of your choice here. And something I like to do is use a different angle than what my main press was. So if I did an incline press for my main press, I'm going to pick either a horizontal or vertical press for my second press. And often I'll reach for dumbbells or weighted dips as my variation here, using either the 2 RD6 or density approach. Then a delt or chest isolation of your choosing, a horizontal pull of your choosing, biceps of choice and triceps of choice, using whatever means and methods you like. Again, I have some suggested ones on the screen. You'll see I'm really enjoying that 2 RD approach lately. And then next up will be lower developmental day, and you're going to do your squat or deadlift, opposite of what you did on intensive day. Week 1, you'll hit a triple at 75%, and then 6 triples at 65% thereafter. Week 2, a double at 80%, and then 5 triples at 70%. Week 3, a single at 85%, and then 4 doubles at 75%. And something you can do too is you can actually flip this around, and you'll do the volume work and then hit a fatigue triple, double, or single thereafter. If you're someone who does need a bit more time to warm up, you find that you do your best after prolonged time with the movements, this is something worth considering. I actually really like this approach for deadlifts in particular. As for myself, I find if I do fatigue myself a little going into the deadlift, it helps me flutter the brakes and not go full grog mode. Additionally, if you are feeling good, feel free to go a little over your top set, but this is not meant to max out with. Again, it's just a nice little 3-week training cycle. And then after that, you'll do an RDL or a lunge variation. Again, make it opposite of your primary movement. So if you squatted, after this, you're going to do RDLs. If you deadlifted, do a lunge of your choice. Then a vertical pull, hamstring curls, a low back movement of your choice, and then an abs of choice. So you can see very similar to the intensive day, just a couple movements get rotated in and out. Lastly will be our upper developmental day, and we'll have our press of choice. Week 1, we hit 5x5 at 70%. Week 2, 6 sets of 4 at 75%. And week 3, 5 triples at 80%. Then our second press of choice, chest or delt isolation, a horizontal pull of our choosing, biceps and triceps. Again, not too much to say here. It's a very basic, repeatable 3-week template. And with either developmental wave, what you'll want to do is, if you're not changing the movement every 3 weeks, just add 5 or 10 pounds to your working weights, rinse and repeat. And on screen now, you'll see here an example of what a full week of training might look like with this Intermezzo template. So you'd start with an SSB squat on intensive days, a snatch grip RDL, leg press, pull-ups, leg curls, and then the ab wheel. Upper intensive, we're going to go seated BTN press, a density approach for your weighted dips, Lou raises, seal rows, incline curls, and an overhead tricep extension. Lower developmental day, we'll do a deadlift, Bulgarian split squat using the density approach, lat pull down, glute ham raise, kettlebell swings, and side bends. And then upper developmental, we're going to go log push press, 30-degree dumbbell incline, face pulls, a T-bar row, cable curl, and then tricep press downs. Regardless of which way you slice Intermezzo, again, it's a really good program to run when you're not quite sure which direction you want to go. That's really all I have for you in today's video. Like I said, this is going to be a nice little quick one. This is a great option for you to run, between Thanksgiving to Christmas. You've got 3 weeks and you're not quite sure which direction you're going. Give this one a shot. And you end the video here. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk for a little bit. Today is Thanksgiving, so I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, commented, liked, shared. It really means a lot to me. I really enjoy doing this. I love talking about programming. I've had the privilege of getting to work with some of you out there. So for those of you who are putting your trust in me, thank you so much. For those of you who are just here to enjoy the content, thank you so much. I enjoy giving out this sort of stuff, so thanks for enjoying it, and I hope you and yours truly have a wonderful holiday, and let's keep enjoying our beautiful, crazy life of ours. Happy 2024. We got 2025 ahead. We got Christmas ahead. It's a beautiful time of year. That's all. Thank you so much.